Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name's Erica and I share all things homeschooling, family, and faith. Welcome back to my channel. I've been wanting to sit down and make this video for a while, but I just haven't really been able to get myself to do it. I sat down twice the other day to try to do it, and I just couldn't do it. And then I actually filmed it successfully this morning, and there was no audio. So now our audio is working, so we're gonna film this video again. I know it has been a while since I posted, and I wanted to do a life update and just kind of talk about why it has been so long since I have posted a video. For this little hiatus, I was posting videos every single day, and I was really excited about that because I had a lot of ideas for my channel and a lot of things that I wanted to do, and I was so happy that I was finally on a momentum of posting every single day, and it was going really well, and I was really excited about it. And then everything just kind of came to a screeching halt. So let's talk about that. So yeah, let's take it back to August. I was shopping with my daughter one day, and I bent down to pick something up and stood back up, and the whole room just started spinning, and I felt like I was going to pass out, and that lasted for about 30 to 60 seconds, and then it stopped, and that was kind of it. And I was just kind of like, okay, that was weird, that was really weird, thankful that it stopped. And I just kind of went about my day and didn't really think too much of it. Like, it was really scary in the moment, but I was just kind of like, maybe I'm hungry, or I don't know, tired or something. It was weird, it was off, and I just kind of let it go. Kind of started to progress where every so often I would get these feelings throughout the day where I would feel like I was on a cruise ship, like I was really off balance, like you could push me over at any moment. Like my balance was very off, like you had just gotten off of an elevator and you still feel like you're on it, lightheaded, just all these different really weird feelings. And sometimes they would last for a few days in a row and then go away. Sometimes it would go away for a week and then come back. I tried changing out like a bunch of supplements. I tried adding in supplements. I tried doing all these different things to try to figure it out, and it just kept progressing more and more and more. Fast forward to December, and all of a sudden it just got really bad. Like, it just got to the point where every single time that I would stand or walk, I would feel like that. I would feel off balance. I would feel like I was on a cruise ship. I would feel like I was floating. The longer that I would stand or walk, the worse that it would get. So it really started to impact my everyday life. I stopped going to the gym. I stepped down from tutoring my kids' homeschool class. I stopped driving. Yeah, it's affected every single area of my life, and it's been like really scary. So I started to dig into it more and started going to a bunch of different doctors to try to figure it out. I've had blood work done. I had like an eye exam where they put a prism in my lenses, thinking that that could be it. I've had full vestibular testing done for my ears to see if there was any crystals in my ears. They thought at one point that I had an injury in my ear due to a virus that was affecting it. That came back negative. Yeah, I've just kind of like run the gamut on tests. And then in January, I went to go see an acupuncturist that a friend had recommended. Through her, I was referred to a chiropractor that specializes in neuroplasticity. And when I went to go see him, he originally thought the problem was in my neck. And then when the treatments weren't working, he decided to dig a little deeper. And he tested my eyes with a specific pair of goggles that showed that I had a down nystagmus, or a downward beating nystagmus, I believe it's called. And he's the one that ordered the full vestibular testing. And so he really thought it was going to come back with the fact that my ear had an injury that I could have sustained from a virus that I caught from one of my kids. And then that came back negative, which he was really surprised at. It did show that I had abnormalities in the nystagmus, though, the central nystagmus. So he talked to a neurologist who specializes in vestibular migraines and mentioned that it could be that. So we kind of fast forward to trying to get in with a neurologist. Everyone said that I should go see a neurologist next. And that's been the hardest part, is like the waiting game, because every time you call a specialist, they are booked out months in advance. And it's not like I called one or two neurologists. I printed out every single neurologist that's covered under my insurance and called all 21 offices. and the best I could do was mid-March, and this was in January. So I'm still waiting for that appointment. But in the interim, I did get in with a doctor who specializes in difficult cases of vertigo and off balance. So after talking with him, he also thinks that it is chronic vestibular migraines, which was so weird when I first heard that term, because when you think of migraines, you think of just getting really bad headaches all the time. But I guess if you have vestibular migraines, you don't actually get the headache, but there's other symptoms that can go along with it: vertigo, dizziness, off balance, lightheadedness, all of these things that I've been experiencing. Both doctors had recommended I read this book, Victory Over Vestibular Migraines, and I'm about like 80 pages into it, and it is one of the best books that I've ever read. It's very scientific, but very relatable, and it's very validating. Like the first chapter especially, like just talks about how patients feel and how it's just debilitating and how it affects their entire lives and how scary it is, and how a lot of people just don't understand because you look fine, you don't look sick. They think that you're making it up, or it's all in your head, or it's anxiety, and it's not. It's vestibular migraines. So when I talked to him, he ordered an MRI of my brain, which I have tomorrow, and I decided to wait on starting any medication until I got those results back. So the medications for vestibular migraines are either anti-seizure or antidepressant medications, and I really just wanted to weigh all of my options before I start taking anything like that. I also found a place called the Neurological Wellness Institute. It's a bunch of functional neurologists that try to retrain your brain using neuroplasticity. So that is an option that I'm looking into as well. The problem with that is the initial treatment is $6,000, and insurance does not cover it. So that's a lot of money. So that's something that we're talking about and looking into as well, because I would love it if I could retrain my brain and heal this without having to take a bunch of medication. So we're looking into that. And then this book also covers a ton of supplements that you can take to try to help. So I'm also in the process of ordering all of those. All of this is kind of like happening within this week. So I don't have like a full picture or full grasp on everything that I'm going to be doing just yet. I'm just still trying to gather all the pieces and make like a really good decision. But the reason that I wanted to make this video is because I obviously didn't start my channel thinking it was going to be a vestibular migraine channel. I started my channel to talk about homeschooling and being a mom and making healthy food and living a healthy lifestyle and all the things that I love. And then this just all of a sudden came into my life out of nowhere. So I wanted to make this video to, one, explain where I've been, why I haven't been posting, and two, I also really want to document this journey going forward, because for me, this has been like really lonely, not in the sense of not having people around me, because I have great people in my life, but as far as like not knowing what's happening, doctors not being able to get you in, people thinking that it's in your head, like that's the lonely part, is that kind of nobody believes you at first because you look fine. So people are just like, just kind of get back to life kind of thing. But it's not, it doesn't work like that. So I just feel like if I could help someone else, if someone else can relate to this and see like, okay, I'm not crazy, I'm not alone, like there is something to this, keep digging. And that's the thing when it comes to your health, nobody's going to advocate for your health like you are going to. So just keep digging, keep looking, keep knocking on those doors, keep making all those phone calls, like do anything you can to help yourself, because you have to be your own advocate in this. And don't just take the first answer. Maybe the first answer is wrong and you're like, okay, this doesn't feel right. Keep looking, keep digging, go to more doctors, do whatever you can to figure it out, because this is your health and your body, and it's so important. This is definitely something that has affected my family. I sit most of the day because when I walk or stand, like I said, that's when it comes on for me. Everybody's different, but that's how it works for me. So I'm still homeschooling my kids. I still have little kids. My kids are 5 and 8. My husband, I'm still a wife, like I'm still a friend, I'm still a sister, I'm still all these things. So like, how do you navigate all these different roles in your life while dealing with something like this? So I think that's part of the reason why I wanted to make this channel too, is like, let's talk about all these things. I want to make specific videos on like, okay, this is the diet that I'm trying, because there is a diet that's recommended in this book, the Heal Your Headache diet. What supplements am I taking? How am I handling homeschool? Just like all the different, how am I trying to stay as positive as I possibly can? Like all these different things that come along with this. And I just think it would be really beautiful if we could create a community online that like supports each other and helps each other. So if you're going through something like this, or going through any challenge that just kind of like uprooted your life out of nowhere, like let's talk about it in the comments. Let's be there for each other. Let's uplift each other. Let's pray for each other. All of those things, because it's so much easier to go through things like this when you're not alone. And on that topic of not being alone, like it's really, really, really hard for me to ask for help, because I feel like I'm burdening people. I don't want to overwhelm people. I don't want people to become sick of me because I'm asking them for help all the time. But through this process, you just learn who your true friends are and who are going to be there for you. And it's been kind of amazing, like seeing like the close group of friends that I have like come together and support me, whether it's listening to me tell the same story over and over again and listening to me cry, or praying for me, or checking in on me every day and calling me and making sure I'm okay, or sending text messages. And one of my really good friends, she comes over and meal preps for me once a week, which I literally don't know what I would do without that. Like it's been amazing, because cooking for some reason is really hard. Like looking down really sets it off. Like all of these things that you just take for granted doing, like going grocery shopping, going to check the mail, taking your kids to a doctor's appointment, like all of these things have just become these really monumental tasks to take on. And even when I try to do them myself, they take 10 times longer. Like to throw a load of laundry, and it's like, okay, walk to the washer, turn it on, maybe sit down for a couple minutes, go put the clothes in, sit down for a few more minutes, like, you know. And my kids have really stepped up and helped me with the laundry, and they try to do their best as 5 and 8 year olds. But just learning to accept that help from people, and then just knowing that eventually you're going to be on the other side of it. And I really believe that eventually I'm going to be able to help people again, and like take from this what I've learned, like what I've seen people do for me, and then turn around and do that for other people. Because that's something that I can't wait to be able to do, is like kind of repay your friends for all of the help that they've given you, which I know that they're not looking for that, but I'm just saying it's going to be nice when you get to be on the other side of it and get to be a blessing to them again as well, and not just be the one kind of receiving it right now, but also like receive it with grace and love, because that's why you have a community of friends around you and family around you. And it's kind of really amazing to see people come and help you. So yeah, so that is why I wanted to make this video, is just kind of a brief overview. That's like a really small tidbit of everything that's been going on, but I just wanted to explain like where I've been and where kind of the direction of this channel is heading. So for now, like I plan on documenting this journey and trying to just help people that are dealing with something similar, the same thing, or even just any really big monumental change in your life that has been life altering, because that's what it has been for me, is completely life altering. This is probably one of the harder challenges I've had to walk through. Like I've walked through a lot of things in my life, but this is the one that has like affected my everyday life the most. Like every single moment of the day is affected, if that makes sense. So yeah, so if you're dealing with something like that, please leave me a comment below on how I can pray for you if you would like me to, or how we can support each other. Just even, you know, nice comments, encouraging comments. Oh, hey, I read this and this really encouraged me, or I saw this video and this encouraged me. And that's what I really want it to be, is like an encouraging community that we can help each other walk through things, and give each other ideas too. So obviously my challenge is vestibular migraines, but maybe you have another challenge. But if you're dealing with vestibular migraines, like I plan on documenting this journey and everything that I'm going through, so that I can hopefully help someone in the future that is dealing with this and they just don't know where to turn, because it was so hard in the beginning to try to figure this out. And I think that's one of the next videos that I want to make, was like all the symptoms that I had pointing to this specific condition, so that if you are dealing with these symptoms, maybe it can shorten the time between like, okay, this is happening and I get diagnosed, because that time in between is like, that's the really hard, scary part, is like not knowing and just trying to figure it out. Like it's hard, it's scary, it's lonely, it's frustrating, it's costly, it's all of those things. So yeah, I think that's the next video that I want to make, is like the symptoms that I had so that maybe if somebody else is dealing with this, they can be like, yep, I'm having those symptoms too. I'm going to bring up vestibular migraines to my doctor and see if that can shorten the time span between when you started having symptoms and when you get diagnosed. Because I've heard some people, it's taken 7, 8, 9 months to a year to get diagnosed, and it's just awful. So I hope you'll join me on this journey. I am going to be talking about like how I'm handling life still, how I'm still trying to homeschool and be a mom and try to remain positive and all of those things. It's not easy. There's been many tears, many more to come, I'm sure. So just know that you're not alone. Hope that you will join me on this journey, and we will make it through to the other side. So if you liked this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, because I'm going to be uploading weekly videos documenting this journey and my life going forward dealing with this. And I hope that you have an absolutely beautiful day. I'll see you in the next one.